Tell you when. Am I good? Okay. Emmye Outland.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Emmye Outland.
Chip Campbell.
Nice to meet you
Nice to
today.
meet you. Have a seat.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. It's nice
Good.
to meet you.
Yeah, welcome to Cabela's.
Thank you. So here's my business card before we get started with
Thank
my
you.
contact information.
All right. I like the E and the O.
Thank you. I
Nice.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. It's your brand.
So how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. Was duck hunting last weekend and it was great.
Oh, awesome. So how long have you been working at Cabela's and what made you kind of want to get into this leadership role here?
It's all about our culture and the people and the relationships. I love the outdoors. I love the products. I'm just get to come to work every day and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are you the sole decision maker when it comes to your company and deciding what products you put on the shelf?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. And when it comes to like business and customer relationships, would you say that's something that you really value, or would you say it's not as important to you?
Definitely about customer relationships, because we've got our name on all these products and we want
Right.
to make sure they it stands up. Yeah,
Right.
It's awesome.
Right. Okay. And then when it comes to buying products, would you say you are quicker to kind of adapt to those, or do you like to see how the market adjusts to them before you kind of put it on your shelf?
I absolutely have to be quicker because there's too much competition and we're kind of the 800-pound gorilla, so if we don't get it right the first time, then we're gonna get imploded.
Okay. And are you familiar with like storage systems when it comes to duck hunting, or like any type of hunting for your UTVs or any type of like vehicles?
Somewhat, but tell me more about your product and
Okay,
your offers.
so I'm a sales representative for the company Quack Rack, so if you just follow along with me here. Here it says our mission statement, which pretty much just says that our main focus is to maximize your packing abilities for any expedition, water escapade, or job site. Our premium UTV, truck, and marine systems are unmatched in quality and versatility. And so this product right here, this is our rear rack, which is our original, our first product ever made. Right here, excuse me, we have our sport top rack, and then here we have our, this is a UTV with the sport top rack and the rear rack, and then here we have our BT1 boat rack.
Okay.
And so today we're going to be focusing on the rear rack because it's our top seller and it's what makes us the most business. And so here is kind of just like a visual layout of all the equipment that goes into duck hunting, and like you said, like you would know this
Yeah.
because you love duck hunting. So a little bit of background. So I grew up duck hunting with my family, and my dad would take me on a bunch of trips and stuff, and I remember having to make multiple trips from camp back to the hunting site, and probably 3 or 4 trips. And you know, when you are on the water, like whatever terrain you're in, we would have up to 6 dozen decoys, which would be about 300 pounds. And so it's really hard to kind of carry all of those and find space to store all of those. So here's just kind of like, so you have the decoys, the ducks, your guns, your waders, all of that stuff that goes into it, kind of just so if you weren't familiar with duck hunting and what everything goes into it, it's kind of just a visual aid of
So
everything.
you really love it, or you just do it because your dad and you just?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely I'm more familiar with it because of my dad. I
Yeah.
think that if he wasn't, I probably wouldn't have pursued it as one of my first
Right.
hobbies, but we've been around it a lot growing up, my whole family, and so that's kind of something that made me want to be a sales representative for this company, was seeing how beneficial the product really is.
Yeah. Do you like eating it?
I don't.
There you go.
Yeah, I do
like,
not.
I appreciate your honesty. Yeah,
Do you?
No,
You don't?
100%. Yeah.
I've actually never tried it,
Oh, I have.
but
yeah,
I've heard it
absolutely.
tastes like chicken.
Yeah, well, everything tastes like chicken.
Right,
Yeah, absolutely.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
So here is kind of like a side-by-side comparison of Quack Rack, and I did some research on y'all's competitors. So y'all have one seller right now in Cabela's store. And so the first point that I made was that our product is made in the USA compared to the competitor made in China. And so we kind of take pride in that because we think that the quality is just a little bit better, and when the products are made, they're all handmade. And so we're based in northwestern Arkansas, and so we take a lot of pride in that. And then the second factor is that our product is made of 100% marine grade aluminum compared to the competitor, which is steel, and that's 30% heavier. And so that's a lot harder to transport and put onto your ATV, whatever it might be. And then the third point is that we have 70% more storage than our competitor. And if you were to see, like in the store, if you were to see each rack on ATV, you would see that the competitor just looks kind of more hollow, and that kind of goes along with the next 2 points, that a quack rack has functional clips and functional gutters. So there is like an exact place for each thing. So the clips would be where the decoys hang,
Okay.
whereas on the competitor you kind of just lay everything wherever you want.
Yep.
And that kind of goes into play with the fact that the people who create the quack racks in the warehouse are avid duck hunters, and so they know exactly what is needed in the product rather than just a mass production overseas or wherever it might be.
So what are the gutters?
So the gutters are on the edge of the rack, and it kind of just, so the clips are for the decoys, and then if you see here, there's a photo over here, so you can see the racks here, and then the gutters, there's just more storage up top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're aluminum as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then the last point on this page is that there's a lifetime warranty, 100% guaranteed. And that's just because we take a lot of pride in the durability of our product, and I did some research on the competitor, and there was actually no warranty, and so we think that's kind of a good selling point and something we'd like to advertise on about Quack Rack.
Okay.
And then flipping to this page, these are some actual customer reviews that were left on our website from verified buyers. And so an example of one of these would just be that it's his second time purchasing a quack rack, and he has one on his ATV in his boat, and it's a 10 out of 10 product, and he recommends it to all of his friends. And so something that we see a lot of the times with customers of quack rack is that they'll buy one product, which usually starts out with the rear rack, and then they'll come back and think, okay, well, I also have a mudding boat that I want to put on, or I also want to have a wall mount where I can put it on the wall and then store my decoys when it's off season. And we also have stands that you can set up at your hunting location to use. And so we have a lot of different things that come into quack rack, and kind of like the picture showed, but today I kind of wanted to start off with just the rear racks.
Okay.
Just because they are our highest selling product. And so today I thought we could start out with 3 units of our rear ATV rack at around $1,800 each. And so y'all would up that to in store around anywhere between $2,000 to $2,200. So y'all will be making around up to $400 profit on each unit.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me so far?
Do you all actually set up a display, or do you just bring the product in, or what? How do you do that?
So we would like, since it is a low number of quantity that we'd be selling to you today, we would like to have like an in-store setup. So if you, they are a bigger product, you know, but we would like to have like an ATV in store so customers could really see how much storage the quack rack is actually capable of holding. And so that would be something that, yeah, we'd be interested in.
Okay. Are y'all currently selling to any of my competitors, like Bass Pro or any of those?
We are not, no.
All right. Is that, so do you have any kind, I mean, obviously we're a huge conglomerate.
Right.
So is that pricing for just a certain number of units, or is it set regardless number of units, or how does that work?
So this pricing is just for this is for the rear ATV rack. And
Right.
so that's our base retail price.
Right.
And so, yeah, so you would be making profit if you were to raise the price, and you could pretty much decide what price you want that to be based on.
Okay, so if I bought 1,000 of those for every store, is that price still gonna be the same as far as what I buy?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, that's what I was asking, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So do you think this is something that you would be interested in putting in your stores?
Yeah, we'll try them in our primary duck hunting facilities and,
Okay.
and go from there and see how it does.
Okay, awesome. Well, I can send you over an email, like recapping what we talked about today, and a copy of this invoice. And I just want to thank you for your time, and thank you for having me and listening to me.
Perfect, thank you,
you.
appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.